Hey you skellywags! So I've already taken a look at some of Joytoy's 2022 releases with Steiner, Boyang, Feng and the Suited Assassin having videos on the channel already. Now we're going to have a look at these two, Gregson and Mercenary K. Both sporting beautiful beards, but let's see who's the beardiest.
Shut up and sit down.
So here's everything all laid out, with a few bits taken off for each figure. Let's start off with Gregson. So here with the base buck, Gregson looking like a cross between Hugh Jackman and Jake Gyllenhaal. The skin tone from the head to the rest of the body not really matching. It's like there's a bit more weathering or dirtiness to his head, but not so bad. There's a little watch there, so we can keep track of time. There is a little bit of a fault with my right leg there. It's very similar to Steiner. The legs I think are the same, just different colours. Otherwise a very serviceable base buck. Articulation with the head moves down like that, up like that, goes all the way around on a dumbbell joint. All of that movement. Arm goes all the way up like that on both sides. All the way around. Bend like that. The other side too. And has a little bit of movement there all the way around. Here with the wrist joints that you can move anywhere you like on a ball joint, which is going to be slightly different to K's, which I'll show you in a moment. Movement up here on the torso, down here on the waist, giving him good movement like that. We've seen using the legs, you can get really far down and back like that. Jean-Claude! Greg's balls. Thigh movement at the top there with a swivel and on the joints, making the leg very easy to go up like that. And back there. There is a slight problem with mine in that bit. You see, it's not in the leg properly, so it bends up more than it should like that. Look. Bit odd. This goes all the way up. Look at that, it's really good. No twist there, but this does pivot and goes up that much and down there with the toe. Let's have a look at Mercenary K and his casual mercenary look. Beard there, getting a bit more messier than Gregson's. The neck bit there looks a bit odd. Just push it forward like that so it looks more normal. Really more considering this base buck for customs. His left arm here doesn't align the normal way. If you look, that, if you do that, it kind of looks a bit weird. You have to put it like that to straighten it out. Bit of paint there, I think. Paint rub. Otherwise, it looks good. His trainers kind of stand out a bit for a mercenary. But I suppose there is favourite lucky trainers, maybe. Can't go wrong with an all black based buck. Don't know what this thing is on his left arm though. So his head goes down like that and up there on the dumbbell joint too, all the way around. Arm stiff. Kind of have to, yeah, it does go up like that though. This arm, a bit stiff. I did have problems with him out of the box. If you check out the unboxing video, the stiffness. There is a different joint in there, look, for that. Slightly different, more curved, which I quite like actually. But you have to align it there for it to be straight. And this is wrist. The joint there. It's got a number there, but it's flat. It's a ball, but part of it's flat, so you can sort of then find the way it bends quite easily. I quite like that as well. They should use that for all their figures now, so you can find out where the joint is, how it articulates easier. Look, you can see it, as opposed to the whole thing being a ball. If you check Gregson's here, which is the normal one, all of it is a ball. Just take a closer look at that comparison. Joytoy really need a bit more consistency throughout their new figures. So since I've loosened him up, his arm does move and articulate in the ways you'd imagine. There's bend there. This one bending there too. Movement up here and down there. Seems a little bit more wonky. A bit just, I don't know, awkward. Jean-Claude! Ooh, his special K. Swivel at the thigh there. Leg does go up, but you have to push it slightly to get that kind of angle. You see here, it's a bit easier on Gregson because there's a bit more of a gap. So there's less struggle. It's got a nice bend all the way back there. And I actually prefer this knee joint cut. If you look at Gregson's, it doesn't look as smooth. It's not covering more of the surface area on the knee. His feet are utilizing the old joint, which means it can actually go all the way around. It's got a boot twist, or in this case, trainer twist. It does go all the way around. And he does have a down and up, no toe though. And also still has pivot there too. Well, let's take a look at accessories in Gregson's first. Here's his belt and thigh straps, which I think is a first. Look at that, the way it's done. Plug in for these bits, which you can take off. The left one is plugged in as well. Nice colour detail though. I've paid attention. Look at that. Done really well. Take his body off. And that'll go there, and take this. Bit fidgety to put this on though. Not the easiest to get in. Just there. Same for this side. Just align it. And here's his vest, which again has a tremendous amount of detail. The stitching there, all the different colour separation all around. They've maintained for all the Dark Source figures. Put a little magnet there so I can store his weapon, and there's something there as well for a knife or something. Here's a scarf which we can put on him. So it just pops in. Put this over. Clip in there on the side, nice and easy. I do really like the practicality of Joytoy's body armor and how it fits on. There. And his upper torso pops in quite easily there. This look, even without the shoulder armor, looks pretty good. Movement there still a bit, even though hindered. And the legs can still move around. Obviously hindered a little bit, but yeah, still a good range of movement. The way they've designed this is better than they've done before. Here's his first helmet. He's got two. This one is just plain. The other one has got some goggles on it, but there's no goggles you can put on his eyes. Just fits on the top of his head there. Just got to give it a little bit of a push. Do prefer this look though, with the goggles on the top. Here's his shoulder armor pieces, which I really like the look of. Here's his shoulder armor pieces, which simply slide up his arm. If you move there, that's kind of the movement you'll get, obviously with the limited articulation. Whereas here, look, just slide the other one on. And there. Really like that look. Here's his pistol. Kind of goes in his hand, but a bit loose. Two semi-closed fists to hold things. Pistol actually fits a lot better on this than it does the other. Can be stored on the side, like a little clip bit there, which is rubbery. Here's his two closed fists for fighting. This assault rifle we saw with the Fear 5 figure pilot. A little bit of red on there. And a bit of weathering. Looks good. And I put a magnet on it so I can store it on the back of him like that. Fits in the hand there. Not on the trigger. But you can have it placed on the trigger too. Like that. Just gotta put it in place properly. Although his support hand's quite wide, it does support it quite well. So you can have him looking down the sights almost like that. Looking really good there. Let's take a look at Mercenary K's accessories, what he comes with. Here is his thigh piece, which was on the right side, his right leg. But I think I'm going to put it on the other leg. His belt has got a holster on the right side, which will get in the way of articulation. This does have a nice collar wraps as well. So this can simply slide up the leg. Get this on. But before we finish this complete look, there he is with the helmet on and without his vest. It's the kind of look I was gonna go for. Is his vest, which is painted really well. Again, all the color separation. Pop that in. Like that. Clips here. Again, brilliant by Joytoy with the way these fit on. Center that. Now his here is a bit more difficult to get in, but it does go in. Just got to make sure it does clip in or it'll pop out. And that's alright. Here's a closer look at the helmet, which is not one that I've seen before. It does go on the top of his head. Here's his pistol, which you've seen before. A Suited Assassin's got it. And that goes in there, a bit loose. And can store in his holster as well. Two closed fists. Two semi-closed fists. Assault rifle, which you can hold. I had problems with this when I opened him up, but you just got to close his hand a bit more. Still a bit loose. That support hand can go there. does look impressive, holding that little gun. Quite small, that gun. You can also use this hand. So this one will be able to hold it via the handle. Just clip in there. Which actually works out rather well. Here's his massive shield. This attaches on the back so we can hold it. Just pop it in there and then clip it onto his forearm. Huge. So definitely an improvement from my initial thoughts from the unboxing. Both figures pretty good, but I think maybe one has it over the other. So here's a little short comparison with other figures I'm currently playing with. A few Acid Rain ones there. You see the Maelstrom Trooper, and Kelsey goes well with Gregson. A few other of the other ones there on the right, and some customs. Works well. Gregson here though, I think for me does edge it over at Mercenary K. Just all around, and does have a bit of beard, I'd say. Fuller, thicker beard. But I'd like all his accessories, the way he looks, his articulation, feels smoother, design wise as well, I like it better. There's more to offer, I think, than a K. So Dark Source definitely edges it. Feels like they were designed by two different people. There, look at his full beard. I hope the guy who did the Dark Source lads will go on to do more figures later. Here, Mercenary K. See his beard, it's not as full, it's like there's a few patches or something. Paint app's not done as well. So yeah. An improvement though. When I first took out Mercenary K out of the box, he was a bit of a disappointment. Still not as good, I'd say, as any of the Dark Source figures, but definitely better than I thought he was out of the box. But there are still problems with the stiffness of his articulation, and design wise not as impressive. But that's just my opinion. What do you guys think? Comment, like, subscribe, and I'll scale you later.
We are on a mission to get every skellywag on YouTube to subscribe to the channel. To help do this, we need one soldier to help lead the way. They must have the skills and attributes of a leader, and most importantly, will have a luscious beard. However, for no reason whatsoever, like in Highlander, there can only be one. So Gregson and K must fight to the death for this privilege.